All right, Grinks. Let me join us. Okay, this is everyone's favorite subject matter, Bill Gates. Xanadu, that's where he lives. I'll go into some of his energies. Also, Washington State, the best of I can tap into, because a lot of it is blocked. Just like California, the state of Washington is kind of running the world, sort of. The major Starbucks is from there. A lot of computer companies, Amazon's there. So it's like they too hot to handle for California. Of course, you can say a lot of the laws in California is why they're not there. Like they knew astrally not to be there. Yeah, this isn't mostly about Bill Gates. Just kind of that's like the start there, go other places. The dream manipulators, that comes from some of these corporations. Yeah, as I was going through some of these corporations, I felt astral manipulation, which is, no surprise there. So tap into those energies the best we can. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go deep, might as well, at least to the best of your ability right now. And Arcturians and Zeta Gray channeling basically is Arcturians talking about the Zetas and the state of the world, something around those lines. So we'll just go with that. So, let's see here. Okay, we got time to comment for our sessions. The scheduler, the shop here. I'm on the 20th for some people. Same situation here. We have social, the webinar, social network behind the scenes. What's his school a little bit later? Okay, let's see here. What do we got here? Okay. Oh yeah, for starters, you have Amazon, you have Microsoft. And they're not that far from each other, like 40 minutes away from each other. So what runs the world is not too far from Vancouver. Yeah, something about this area. Yeah, a lot of gold. Yeah, gold rush energy there, definitely. A lot of witch energies, a lot of elitists. I think the elitists live wherever British Columbia is. I think it's over in this area. I know anything. Let's see here. Brit. Columbia, how do I spell? I was way up there. Huh. I knew that. British Columbia is where a lot of elitists live. You just feel Prince of Wales Island. What does that look like? Does that look like anything? You going to tell us? No, of course not. But yeah, British Columbia is, they're running the world down here, but those are reaping the reward to live up there. At least that's, of course, is connected to Britain. And no surprise there. We're all these surprises. We're just running around with all these surprises. No surprise. All right, so we have Bill Gates in his Xanadu house. I did feel out of look at him. A lot of nanotechnology as I was looking through all this, which is kind of not bizarre, but programming society, you can say. And the house itself has a connection to the future. So you can say Bill Gates is kind of from the future. Of course, he sold himself out. That's no surprise. It's like one of the biggest sellouts on the planet. But yeah, a lot of this, yeah, we're being controlled from the future. Nothing surprising, nothing new there. Um, that's why some of these elitists have more technology than most of us. Of course, his house is pretty advanced. I mean, he's connected to computers too, so I feel like he's also connected to the secret space program. I don't know if anyone's actually seen him in the secret space program. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, but there's a couple of realities where he's kind of like God and like a king, which is just lovely. It just gets better and better, doesn't it? So, all right, so that's a little bit on Billy there. This is the company. Yeah, I felt like a lot of dream manipulations coming from these corporations. Like this one, for example, is when I first felt it. Um, yeah, just basically, to keep us under lockdown, of course, put thoughts into our minds, connection, control our subconscious, create realities that they feel like we need to live like a robot society, which they are working on robot realities. A lot of these tech companies are obviously they come from robot realities, so this is like a little piece from that realm, like planting the seed. Now, how successfully gets another story. Of course, they're here to turn people into machines too, which factories and all that have been, of course, China's going through a lot of that. Of course, China has a lot of Zetas, uh, Zeta connections. Of course, yeah, well, what the hell I'm looking at here. This is Amazon. Jeez. Okay, yeah, trying to be healthy, but not really. Obviously, they're telling people how to buy, and I mean, there is positive sides to it, but there's also there to control society. Um, Once again, to create the future human, they're all trying to get the idea of who the future human is so they can control it. So they don't know where it's going to really go overall, but they are trying to run humanity the best of their ability. So, yeah, it's yeah, whatever works. And Boeing, that's they build the ships, the planes. And of course, this is an old school energy, very old vibrations. Actually, some Anunnaki, or maybe a lot of Anunnaki, but just they know what they're doing. Even if they don't succeed, they're still going to succeed. I mean, not everything, but they are going to. Man, it's got Anunnaki written all over it. So, and you have your Starbucks, which is obviously manipulating everything. Guys, so, I mean, the mermaid alone, the way they depict the mermaid is so it's just like it's a major corporation. The way the mermaid is depicted is it's screwed up. Yeah, her legs open and everything. Like, come on, it's like, yeah, they show, yeah, they definitely own, the elites definitely own that place. Talk about being obvious. But yeah, again, even the building itself is kind of creepy with her peeking over. She almost has like a Mother Earth energy, the Starbucks logo. Maybe not the most positive Mother Earth energy, but yeah, it definitely has some. That's nice. It's always nice to hear that. Okay. Okay, so going to channel Bill Gates' house. There's obviously a lot of alien technology there, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of United Nations energy there too. I imagine they've somebody from the United Nations probably visited him. Of course, there's a lot of FBI energy for protection, obviously. CIA energy is there. He's get spied on a lot. No surprise there. I think he has a way around that, but yeah, he gets spied on quite a bit. I think he obviously knows things that he can't disclose, but or people sometimes they want you to know something that you shouldn't know, so they can control you. Like if you tell anybody will kill you, type of thing. At least that's the vibration I got from that. So in Washington State, tapping those vibrations because it did help. It was like ground zero for a lot of things. So our current situation. So you say Washington State is from the future, more advanced than California. Obviously, right? Okay. All right, we channeled Bill Gates' house, and we're going to the dream manipulators and Arcturians. So, all right, blessings. Yes, greetings. Yes, we are the home of Bill Gates' house. We usually keep the doors closed. We don't want any people from outside to be within our energy field. Yes, because we control realities. What we say, well, not just the house, but the agendas. A lot of yes, even your skyscrapers, of course, are used for manipulation, as you know. The house of Bill Gates is do not let out what it is up to behind closed doors. It is like a public version of Area 51. Doesn't mean there's a lot of alien energies there, but technically there is, depending on how you look at it. There is a lot of alien frequencies there. It's just more out in the open. There is also Pleiadian energies there, too, for comfort. But for the most part, the Gates energy is very connected. Bill Gates in general is very connected to the Rockefeller family. You can call it the Gates. It's like an offshoot, very much controlled, but still part of the same agenda. Even I believe Bill Gates is supposed to be used for Bilderberg be in charge, but he chooses not to. He has a lot of directions he can go to be in charge, but he wants to feel like he's healing the environment, when in truth he is making it worse. Of course, the prosperity of his own family. But your elites, yes, basically Bill Gates, as you know, is a front of your global elite. A stooge is, it's someone that needs to fulfill promises here. Well, he's here to create realities. He's to create your reality. Notice the wealthy people admire them and want to copy them. Copy everything done by design. Of course, your actors are also designed the same way. Designer actors. Designed for control of society, basically just mimic what we do, and we have your world under control. So you want to be rich, you look at Bill Gates. If you want to be you're attracted to actors and all that, you want to copy their energies. What do you think, Vogue magazine or People magazine? People magazine is just to tell you how to operate. People magazine a lot of times is worse than the Bible itself. The Bible is not perfect, but People magazine is basically to program your people, as you know, from a young age. Mostly your children. It just has a imagine many don't pick up People magazine for good reason. Well, it's mind manipulation, obviously, through the paper itself. And eventually paper doesn't mean it'll be banned, but it won't have the same energy signature as it does now in your future, because you no longer need it. Yes, and you'll be able to see more clearly as the manipulators here. But humans are very, as you know, baked into third dimensional practices. That itself is like a ritual. And some of you are here to awaken others, but some of you are just here to be yourself. Allow yourself to be yourself. And humanity will snap out of its amnesia when the time is right. Obviously, it's holding on. Well, because it's like a new car, even if it's an old car. The human body. To go into more details, well, you're not quite there yet, but there are realities of Earth where humans have 6 fingers or 4. I don't believe you're going to go to that direction, but there are mutations that happen here, and even a person with a one eye. The reason we're bringing this up is those realities are connected to yours. Of course, it's not seen or understood for the most part, but what if you feel, yes, the beings that are controlling your reality have 4 fingers? It look like Zetas. Well, some of them do. Even your Bill Gates pulls some Zeta technology and knowledge to build what he builds. Of course, not many want to go that far where they don't even have themselves anymore. It's like I want to advance myself, but I'm not even me anymore. It's like you're outside yourself, looking at yourself, doing these things. But yes, it does take a certain soul to sell out mankind, which he has done, and others have done the same thing. So, like somebody like Bill Gates is like an alien representative of another planet, trying to take over your world. Turn against his people. Was he ever really for the people? You see, his reputation not exactly the most positive. So, and even his company itself that he helped create, was that really his creation? Did he have help? Of course, there's other energies there. But yeah, so there's another entity here. So we'll send you energies. Greetings. We are the Arcturians. Greetings to you. Yes, your corporations are, yes, built in astral to control society. Now, it doesn't always have to work the way it does. There's always a backup plan. I mean, you never know. It's like fishing almost. You don't know what's going to happen until you do it. But for an astral realm to download into your reality shows there's a lot of alien influence there. They're also helping humans discover themselves. So all this negativity on the planet is helping souls, those of you on a spiritual path to like re-recognize yourself connected with the spirit realms. Well, because you're going to go deeper into it, meaning that many of you, if you choose to incarnate, would be more ninth dimensional humans, basically more advanced than your humans today. Like you incarnate here, and all of a sudden you're very bizarre, strange. You're already feeling that already, but that's just the early stages of it. There's much further you can go, as many of you know. There's a whole another level of your experience you can discover. So your next generation of the human. So yes, many of you say, "Oh, I'm not going to be here anymore. I'm not going to incarnate as a human anymore," and that is probably true. But it does not mean you're not going to incarnate here as an alien human. Meaning, yes, it's difficult now, but some of you are going to have more alien DNA, where you're very different. Some might have 3 fingers, not likely, but there's a possibility of that being born with that mutation, but also having a mind that connects to anything practically, maybe not everything, but very highly evolved. So your current corporations are there to block humanity, at least for now. They can only do so much. So yes, it's some of you wonder why you're worn out. Well, some of you work for these corporations. I know it sounds a bit strange. You work for them in astral, literally. They're to heal it, to stop it from manipulating realities. Something you see at a James Bond movie, but it's an astral. Yeah, it's gonna be quite intense. Your real life is there. This is just healing the physical. Many of you feel like, yes, you're disconnected from the physical, meaning it's like no friends, no family, really not much of anything, because everything's in astral. But this is important here. It's like you're recovering from the astral plane, because that can get quite intense. If your life is not interesting here, most likely it's very interesting there. Of course, it's not always going to be easy to download. Remember. Yes, a lot of your Zetas incarnated as Asian in the Asian populations to learn to be human, to be part of this process. Some Zetas feel like they're almost like cattle. If you lived in an Asian country, you would understand that because they use people like cattle. So, and that's another experience of the human. Many Zetas, yes, a lot of alien beings choose to, yes, maybe live in lifetimes that are very difficult. First off, you're not going to get it anywhere else. What you're living now is rare. You can't duplicate it. You can go to another version of Earth, but it'll never be the same. So you came here for a certain frequency, for better or for worse, to create you shift your energy to a certain energy field, to be a certain type of being here. It's like you're morphing yourself. Yes, it doesn't always have to be successful here. It's like you're creating the ingredients of who you're going to be after you leave this earth. So you have specific reasons why you came in here. It's like, here's a little bit of flavoring. Here's some salt, some pepper, whatever it might be. And you're kind of reinventing yourselves, you can say. Some of you have already tapped into those fire energy fields. But the Zetas, I believe they have something to say. As for us and dream manipulators, yes, your corporations are mostly the biggest part of it, yes. And you're protecting your chemtrail energies. Also, your corporations, of course, are protecting all your politicians. Some are just so crooked more than anything. Done by design. Well, a lot of your politicians aren't human. Yes, some of them are creatures. Not all creatures are bad, but some of them are insane. Well, they have a certain energy field. They know the third dimension. They know how this place works. How do they know? They have incarnations here or have not been easy. They have incarnated here in difficult lifetimes, but they knew it would pay off eventually, and now it's paying off. But some of you are wondering why you go through your pain. Well, you go through your pain to solve the crime that's going on this planet, the deception. And the only way to do that is to know how your enemy thinks, if you want to call it your enemy. But yes, it's quite complicated, isn't it? It just gets more and more. I feel like the higher dimensions will get simpler, but actually gets more complicated. At least from your point of view. Greetings. We are the Zetas. We are the collective. As we see your world, well, not as primitive. We actually see it more advanced than we are. A lot of other beings. Yes, there's a lot of envy for your society to be put up what you go through. Yes, an expansion of the soul. It's like you're come in a certain way, leave the world as somebody totally different. It's advancing yourself. You can say it's kind of like going through a car wash, but it's much more deeper. Well, some of you, yes, are cutting off old cords, major ones, usually as family members. Yes, you wonder why you interact with who you interact with. Because if it's not going well and you want to cut your connection with them, you're not just cutting it here. A lot of times they're coming from other realities. So when you go back into the spirit realm, it's like, do I have to incarnate with this person anymore? Not necessarily. So you wonder why you come here to cut cords. Yes, you might have some of the most vile people in your life. You'd be surprised, like you run those cycles. Say, thank you for being difficult. I don't think I need to know you anymore. Maybe never. Some never say never. Because they might come back as an animal. They might have difficult with someone. They might come out as a bird. Hopefully, they're not chirping at you all the time. Some do, but most don't. They understand what you're going through. Well, there's also many of you might not incarnate as human after this. Choose an animal incarnation or an alien animal being to reconnect to your power, to heal from this earth. To just, especially the feline being incarnated as a feline, you just feel the higher frequencies of the feline, depending on what world you're on. It feels like, yes, almost like you're godlike to a certain degree. You have superpowers, you can say. As Zetas, our minds are the superpower. As we see into results, but also you can say Zeta plays a big role why predictions aren't always accurate or people can't connect. Because there is a Zeta influence to block the future. We have no choice because you can learn too much about yourselves, and being here is pointless. The less you know, the better. So we are part of your amnesia. But all alien beings, not all, but quite a few, have a lot to do with your forgetfulness here. Of course, some of you might call it, now those that are manipulating reality, they have their own purpose. But for us, it's basically for you to, yes, learn more about yourselves internally. The Zeta energies, those that are incarnated here, there is presidents here, ex-presidents. Even George Washington has some Zeta energy, some at least. George Washington also has Arcturian vibrations, and you could probably get some vibe from that. Of course, there's other entities there. But many are connected to the Yeshua energy for healing. It was just like, for some, that's the most powerful being in the universe, but not always the one, it's not always going to be right for everyone. Us as Zeta beings help humans find themselves. Yes, using technology and also using abnormalities. We don't look normal on purpose. Yes, it look kind of strange for your world too. We can't interact with your planet, but you can plan well for when you do have disclosure. Zetas will be one of the first. Even Yael beings can show up as human. Your Bill Gates was implanted here from another reality. You can say that Bill Gates a lot of times is a joke. It's like not him again because he sold himself out before. This is nothing new. He can't seem to let go of the selling out. It might be healed in this incarnation or others where he just wants to sell it all and be a hippie. Maybe not just yet, but that energy is with him wanting to sell it all and live a more simpler life. You realize he is being controlled, but there's not much you can do about it. Others probably tap into cloning energies of Bill Gates, which are many. Just like your presidents, there are. Yes, how they do cloning, yes, we can't go into, but it's a secret recipe of your reality. That's all we can say. Blessings.